All right, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast, talking Auburn football. All right, so here's what we got. Auburn will obviously participate in SEC Media Days this Thursday. Thursday at 9:05 to be exact, 9:05 a.m. So many of you will probably be at work, so I suggest you record it or you can watch the replay. Bryan Harsin, along with edge linebacker Derek Hall, Tank Bigsby, and Shenaker, the tight end, John Shenaker, the tight end, will be talking on the stage on SEC Media Days. Now, the media, as a matter of fact, let's just do a little housekeeping real quick. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, become a member. And as you all have been doing for the last few videos, go ahead and get it to the comment section and talk it up down there. Because I got a feeling that some of y'all actually just go straight to the comment section. You don't even listen to the video. You see a comment, a crazy comment, and you go right to that comment and then just start going in the comments and say, well, you don't even listen to the video, which is cool. I mean, I get it. I'm glad to be able to be kind of the a virtual campfire for talking about Auburn football. This has been it's great. It's actually very entertaining to hear some of the thought processes and some of the outlooks from different fans. Because it's crazy. We're looking at the same team. The same coach, same players, same recruits, same opponents. And it's amazing how people can see the stuff from such different perspectives. And it's crazy because we got the 4-8 crowd. We got the optimistic crowd. I'm kind of leaning towards the optimism crowd because I like what I see on the roster, but I'm not going to claim a crowd yet. You got the optimistic crowd. You got the dumpster fire crowd. You got the fire Bryan Harsin crowd. You got the we should have kept Gus Malzahn crowd. You got the we suck at recruiting crowd. And we got the facilities crowd. And I think all of these different crowds, these different subcultures of Auburn football is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I think it's entertaining, actually, because this channel wouldn't be fun or any channel or any platform just wouldn't be fun if everybody thought the same thing. You know? Okay, we're going 10-2. All right. We'll talk about going 10-2 every day, every week. That's not fun. That's not interesting. So go ahead and like the video, comment, and subscribe. Smash the subscribe button. Like I said before, and always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle. So now, media days approach. Now, you best believe the media has been waiting on this one. Bryan Harsin, Coach Bryan Harsin, out of Boise, Idaho, makes the transcontinental trip to Auburn, Alabama to become the head coach. Months before the last signing day, Auburn's at number 48 in the country recruiting. Auburn improves and has a respectable recruiting class. He's got Mike Bobo and Derek Mason as his offensive and defensive coordinators, respectfully. Retains Carnell Williams. Everybody else got rid of everybody else. Retains Carnell Williams and had a lot of folks leave, but had a lot of transfers come in. Starts the season off pretty strong. Whips Akron, beats down Alabama State, and goes to Penn State, has a respectable performance. Then the season tanks 6-7 after the first year. Then you have all the allegations. Then you have oh, Coach Harsin hurt my feelings and I don't know if I'll be able to play for, that kind of stuff. Coach Harsin's not a nice guy. Okay, that's what the player said. If he was able to relate to people, then he'd be great. He can't relate to me. All right, I got a backstory on that, but I don't feel it would be, I don't think you all would be ready for that one. Many of you won't. So I'm going to leave that where it is. Okay, so Bryan Harsin has to hit the podium this Thursday. The crazy part is, what are they going to ask this man when he gets on that podium? Because they got a lot of questions that they can ask. One, what the heck happened in the offseason? You know, what led to all of it? And why did they do it while you were on vacation? In the middle of what was about to be one of the better, probably the best Auburn basketball season, they cranked this up. It just didn't make sense to me. And the head coach was on vacation. You do this, why you ain't do it while he was there? So that's one of the worst things. As a matter of fact, I thought about it. One of the jobs I had prior to the incredible one that I have now, I really enjoy doing what I do. But I went to my fraternity. This was back in 2011. I went to my fraternity's 100th anniversary celebration in Indianapolis, Indiana. Didn't have a bad time at all. The whole time, though, something was telling me, like, this job had really been nagging at me. Trying to find shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, they put me on this performance plan. I aced the performance plan. The bottom line is I was just making too much for the position, because there were people that were above me that were making just as much. I was making just as much as they were, because of the percentage that I got during the time that the economy crashed. And then when the economy came back around, that percentage was very high based on the income that was being generated. Anyway, I say that to say this. I was on vacation, like 4 or 5 days, not the vacations that I take now, but 5 or 6 days. And I was telling one of my fraternity brothers the whole time, I just didn't have a good feeling about having a job when I get back, because I knew I had one kind of sort of shady deal with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That's where I worked at the time, and I wasn't there to kind of navigate the deal, because he was going to be returning that week. It was a friend that I was doing a favor for, and we did a lot of that at Enterprise. That was nothing different, but either way, I had a feeling that I was going to get fired while I was gone. So I came back, and I was even noticing during the week while I was gone that I wasn't getting the normal emails that I would get. I was like, oh, okay, so this is a sign. And lo and behold, when I get back, I was terminated. Very devastating part of my life. But I'm saying that to say how Bryan Harsin had to feel knowing that all these shenanigans were going on and he's on vacation. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to him. And there's code of conduct when it comes to business. You know, man's on vacation. Wait till he gets back. And then the level of the allegations. I mean, defaming at best. And I've never seen a coach. My coach wasn't nice. I thought my coach was nice, but he wasn't that damn nice. They still had standards. They still had things that they required. I'm trying to understand that part. So they're going to ask questions like that. They're probably going to ask a little bit about recruiting. How does he feel recruiting is progressing at Auburn? And, of course, when you have teams above that you play every year that are recruiting at the level that they're recruiting, it's going to put a little pressure on you. Because I said this in prior videos, Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, LSU has always been able to recruit anyway. Those 4 teams are recruiting at a very high level. I'm talking about an epically high level. Average rating of players, 90 plus. So you got some good players coming in there. Now, when you're in the same sub-conference of three of them, Texas A&M, Alabama, LSU, it's going to really distort what would otherwise be a pretty decent recruiting class. Okay. And when you really look at it, it could cause some trouble on the back end for those teams because all of these good players, especially with the transfer portal being as prevalent as it is, a lot of them are going to leave. So there you have it. You got Coy Moore from LSU that came to Auburn. You got Deslin Worsham that came to Auburn. You know, you have Robbie Ashford, pretty decently rated quarterback that went to Oregon, comes to Auburn. So a lot of these players can be acquired on the back end. Yeah, everybody wants to go to Georgia. Everybody wants to go to Alabama. That sounds good. And it is good. Don't get me wrong. Those are excellent schools, excellent facilities. But then, you get there and 5-star doesn't necessarily mean that you have the work ethic to grind it out in power. I found that out real quick. When I did the whole walk-on thing at a FCS school, Alabama A&M, I found out real quick this is way too much work. Wasn't used to working that hard. They're probably going to ask him, like I said, a little bit more about the investigation. They're going to ask him about, the tough schedule that Auburn tends to have. They're going to ask him, what does he feel about the future at Auburn and of course, the morale and all of those different things that could have been affected during the offseason, which I thought was just a whole unnecessary fiasco. All right, guys, let me know and leave in the comment section what kind of questions you think are going to be asked this coming Thursday for Bryan Harsin and the great players that he has accompanying him at SEC Media Days. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And thank you. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger, War Eagle.